雖然聖經唔是一講完全講教導囡仔嘅冊，
Although the Bible is not how to teach a kid manual,
但係喺聖經裏面，
however, in the Bible,
實在清楚可能知啊 ，as a father，什麼是你嘅藍圖 ，what is the blueprint？
it clearly specifies as a father what's supposed to be the blueprint in your hand.
咱做老爸嘅人，
As fathers,
好好研究上帝互你出來嘅聖經，
you must study closely the Bible
互你明白，
so that you would understand,
之後做一個有 blueprint 嘅老爸。
so that you would know what kind of a father and a father with a blueprint that you can be.
今日我哋看一則聖經，
This morning, I would like to share with you this
其
verse.
實有真多聖經
There are
，many Bible verse。
many Bible verses, but I'm just going to use this particular verse.
以弗所書第6章第4節，
That's in Ephesians 6 verse 4.
你做老爸人，唔通也行你嘅氣，就照主嘅教訓及境界嚟養育因。
It says, Fathers, do not exasperate your children. Instead, bring them up in the training and instruction of the Lord.
唔通也行你嘅氣是什麼意思？
What does it mean, do not exasperate your children?
唔做拍伊，唔做小氣伊。
That you don't get mad at him, that you don't discipline him?
No。
That's not the case.
也行你嘅氣原本是唔通激怒你嘅行你。
In its etymological phrase, to exasperate one's children means to infuriate or anger them.
這什麼意思呢？
What does it mean?
你甲你嘅囡仔講，
If you tell your kids,
你真戇，
you're stupid,
你點無路用，
you're useless,
你什麼都唔曉，只有 computer，
you're an imbecile, you just know how to play the computer,
你將來得個無前途，
you don't have a future,
你去討食咧啦。
you must be a beggar.
請問，
May I ask,
有人按你甲你講話，
if somebody tells you something like that,
你是哪生氣未
how would you feel? Would you feel mad?
？100% 生氣。
I can assure you 100% you will be
你
furious.
嗱按你講你嘅囡仔，
If you tell that to your children,
你嘅囡仔係生氣未
and of course your children will be mad at you.
？Yes，
And that's an absolute yes.
你得讓你嘅囡仔係生氣，
You, in that case, you're exasperating your children.
有什麼結果呢？
What's the result?
伊講你做老爸人，唔通也行你嘅氣，驚你失去了志氣。
In Colossians, we were reminded, fathers, do not embitter your children or they will become discouraged.
什麼是失去志氣？
What does it mean to be discouraged?
哎呀，英文翻了啦，就叫做灰心喪志 （discourage）。
Discouraged literally means to lose your heart, to be disheartened.
可能你嘅心內誰有這個問題
If-
？Maybe 你嘅心有這個問題嚇，maybe。
You have a question, problem.
安尼做老爸袂做講，袂做罵，袂做教，
Does it mean that as fathers, you are not supposed to discipline, to rebuke your children?
唔是。
That's not the case.
聖經明明安尼講，
This is the way the Bible teaches us.
照主嘅教訓及境界養育你嘅兒女。
The Bible teaches only train them according to the Lord's teachings and warnings.
什麼意思？
What does it mean?
教訓就是 nurture，講到 training、discipline、correction 你嘅囡仔。
So the word nurture contains training, discipline, and correction.
境界是叫 warning，
The moment you warn,
這什麼意思呢？
what does it mean?
做父母特別做老爸，用主嘅真理嚟教導、嚟管教、嚟改正你嘅囡仔。
It means parents, you should use the truth of the Lord to teach, to discipline, and correct their children.
請你特別注意 the truth of the law，喺真理裏面嚟管教你嘅囡仔。
The emphasis of this teaching is the truth of the Lord.
即係咱嘅家庭嘅裏面，
For example, in a family,
咱做老爸人曉用上帝真理嚟管教家兒。
fathers, they know how to use the truth of the Lord to teach their children.
咱做囡仔曉用真理嚟尊重家嘅父母。
And children, they know how to use the truth of the Lord to obey their parents.
這個家庭實在是蒙福嘅家庭。
Then I must say, this is a blessed family.
現在什麼問題嚟呢？
What problems are we
做
confronted with?
父母未曉真理，
As parents, there are certain cases where they don't know the truth.
做囡仔未曉真理。
The children, they don't know the truth as well.
喺家裏面無上帝嘅話，無上帝嘅真理，
And in a family, you don't have any truth of the Lord residing.
就可能得到上帝嘅祝福呢？
And how could that kind of a family get a blessing of God?
老爸啊，
Fathers,
咱做一個有 blueprint 嘅老爸。
be a father with a blueprint in your hand.
20年以後，你想看咪 ？From now up to 20年，你心內看你囡仔變咗什麼款嘅人？
Reflect and think, after 20 years, what kind of a child am I bringing up?
Unless 你手裏面有一個 blueprint，
Unless you have a blueprint with you,
是你永遠未看出嚟。 英文唔制啊，
You will never know what the future would be
因
like.
為教會已經有一個新嘅 blueprint，
The church, it has a blueprint.
所
A
以我
new
哋頭家裏
blueprint.
面知啊，等教會開始經禮拜堂，讓3年以後什麼新嘅禮拜堂出嚟。
That's why I know as we build the church, new church building, I already know what will turn out of it after this many years.
叫做幫真人。
May God help us.
老爸啊
Fathers,
，as a father with blueprint。
be a father with blueprint.
Number 2，老爸啊，什麼是好嘅老爸？什麼是可愛嘅老爸？這一個善用上帝的權柄嘅老爸。
A good father is a father who uses his authority appropriately.
咱就有老爸有權柄。
We know that fathers, they carry authority.
聖經明明按你講，
And this is what the Bible clearly stated.
丈夫啊，你是一家之主；
Husband, you're the head of the house.
老爸啊，你是一家之主。
Father, you're the head of the house.
所以咱有一個 authority 喺家庭嘅裏面。
That's why they are vested with authorities in the family.
事實上，任何一個人創大事都需要權柄，
In fact, for someone to be able to be efficient, he needs authority.
但是
However,
每一個人都無愛有一個比較大嘅權柄嚟管咱。
but it's natural that each one of us don't want to be ruled over or to have somebody who's authorized.
這就是咱嘅問題。
This is our problem.
簡單嚟講，
In short,
咱愛管人，無愛別人管。
we like to rule over other people but hate being ruled by others.
咱做老爸嘅人，
As fathers,
咱有權柄，袂做濫心用你嘅權柄 abuse 你家嘅 authority。
you actually are vested with authority, but you are not entitled to abuse your authority.
對不住，我講一句話嗬，
May I tell you something?
東方人特別東方嘅父母，這方面比較失敗。
Parents, who are the Easterners, the Orientals, parents failed here.
因為東方人都感覺囡仔是乖嘅，
Because Orientals, they actually feel the kids are their possession.
囡仔喺我手嘅裏面，
They are in my hands.
囡仔親像是我嘅產業，
They are my possession.
就親像一隻牛一隻羊。
It's just like an ox, it's just like a goat, a lamb.
我愛你活，你就活；我愛你死，你就死。
If I want you to live, then you prevail. If I want you to die, you perish.
因為你就是乖嘅。
Because you are mine.
這個你嗱最快報紙，
If you take a look closely at the newspaper
特別
lately,
你看大陸、台灣、香港嘅新聞，你看
and
咪？
you witness news from Hong Kong, from China, from Taiwan,
因為最近經濟戰鬥壓力，家庭戰鬥問題，
because of the financial crisis lately, the familial problems that ensue from there,
真多人自殺。
there were many people who committed suicide.
但係個真正可怕嘅現象，
But there's something very strange, very horrifying.
當這個老爸愛死嘅時陣，
Before the father committed
還
suicide,
是老母愛死嘅時陣，
before the mother committed
你
suicide,
家創這項大事，
they would do something before that.
將出來見他生死拍死。
They will kill, poison probably the kids in the house
呢
first.
reason 係咩 ？What's the reason？
What's the reason for that?
我無愛意哋這個世界痛苦，
Because I don't want them to suffer, continue to
我
suffer in
來
this
死，
world.
咁你生死幾時？
So that if I die, you go with me.
這係什麼講嘅 mentality？
What kind of a mentality is that?
見他是乖嘅，
The children are mine.
我若無哋這個世界，
If I'm no longer in this world,
伊唔應該落嚟這個世界。
they shouldn't be in this world.
所以父母若是全家死了了，
That's why if the parents need to die, everybody should go with them.
父母啊，
Parents,
咱無限度嘅權柄，
we are not vested with such great authority.
見咱嘅生命無喺咱嘅手嘅裏面，
The lives of children, they are not completely in our hands.
咱需要尊重咱嘅見仔每一個人嘅生命，
We must respect the individuality of each child.
尊重呢個見仔是一個人，
Respect the child as a human being.
伊唔是你嘅物件，
It's not a possession.
伊是一個 individual a being。
It's an individual being.
你個小看咪，你個小看咪，
Come to think about it,
今日人叫咱做老爸啊，
why do people call them fathers?
真簡單嘛。
The reason is simple.
當你出來有一個 baby 出世，人叫你做老爸
The moment a baby is born in your house, then you are called a father by people.
，right？
Isn't that
所
so?
以你無資格做老爸 ，unless 你有一個囝。
You're actually without any right to be a father unless you have the baby.
所以神讓你做老爸，
In fact, who made you to become a father?
你嘅囡仔讓你有資格做老爸。
You actually owe that to your baby for you to be a dad.
既然是安尼，
If that is the case,
咱做老爸的人啊，
so as fathers,
就多謝你嘅囝，
you actually should thank your children.
因為人無事無義，
Were it not for the
我
children,
就無通做老爸啦
they
嘛。
will never be fathers.